Two-dimensional CAD. In the Cold Palace.
A deep dive into the CAD in the intelligent era, technological ups and downs, market evolution, and investment strategies. The term Cold Palace originates from the ancient Chinese imperial court. It wasn't a formal palace name with a plaque, but rather a conceptual term referring to the remote, desolate, and poorly maintained rooms within the palace, specifically used to house disgraced, errant, or deposed concubines. Currently, CAD is being neglected, much like being banished to the Cold Palace. The story is somewhat dramatic, and I will elaborate on it below. With the profound transformation of the global industrial software sector in 2026, computer-aided design CAD is at a critical inflection point, shifting from a tool attribute to an intelligent agent attribute. Driven by artificial intelligence AI technologies, especially generative AI, machine learning, and agent-based systems, traditional 2D drawing is undergoing a profound structural deconstruction. This report will provide a detailed analysis of the propositions CAD has been replaced and is it timely to invest heavily into CAD production now. Based on current industry data, technological evolution paths, and global investment trends. In the technological context of 2026, CAD will no longer be merely a digital drawing board for recording geometric lines, but an intelligent environment capable of understanding design intent and automatically performing low-value, repetitive tasks. The core of this paradigm shift lies in AI's deep intrusion into traditional drafting processes. AI replacing CAD has become the norm. Ignoring this trend will inevitably lead to the embarrassment of burying one's head in the sand. According to industry research, mainstream CAD software has integrated AI as a core strategy in its 2026 roadmap. AI is no longer a plugin in the toolbox, but has become part of the functional description. For example, the Smart Block feature introduced in AutoCAD 2026 utilizes neural networks trained on millions of drawing files to automatically detect and replace drawing patterns and infer the user's design intent. This technological evolution has brought significant productivity improvements. Data shows that the adoption rate of AI-driven AutoCAD functions is expected to surge by 35% year-on-year in 2026, primarily driven by the extreme desire for automation in workflows across architecture, engineering, and construction. AI-assisted tools have achieved up to 11 times faster document processing speeds. For beginners, the intervention of AI assistance reduces the learning curve by more than half, enabling junior drafters to reach the productivity level of senior engineers within a few weeks. Despite 3D modeling, 3D BIM and parametric design dominating the market by 2026, accounting for approximately 57% to 59% of the market share, 2D drawings remain the legal and contractual currency in the manufacturing and construction industries. 3D models define shapes, but 2D drawings define tolerances, surface finishes, and inspection standards. For most manufacturing workshops, PDFs or paper 2D drawings that can be quickly read and annotated remain the mainstream option for on-site communication. This 2D format resilience means that while the manual drafting process has largely disappeared, the demand for 2D output remains irreplaceable. The widespread adoption of paperless systems and VR headsets is still some time away. Developing a commercial-grade CAD engine kernel is an unimaginably massive undertaking. Software development data for 2025 to 2026 shows that building a 2D CAD engine from scratch requires several years of development time. Initial budgets start at least in the millions of dollars. Maintenance costs typically account for 20% of the original development costs annually. For investors and technology decision-makers, such investments face significant technological debt and market entry barriers. In contrast, leveraging mature, industry-grade SDKs such as Open Design Alliance ODA or IntelliCAD allows for the construction of high-performance CAD applications within months. The investment community has already warned about the long development cycles of traditional CAD software. This isn't because the software itself is fragile, but because its value proposition is shifting from providing drafting tools to providing design deliverables. Traditional CAD software primarily profits by selling feature points and licenses, essentially charging for friction, that is, charging for interfaces, workflows, and manual coordination processes. However, the maturation of AI is bypassing these intermediate processes. Complex CAD interfaces become redundant when users only need to input natural language descriptions to obtain standard compliant construction drawings. This trend is termed the decay of software value by academia. If a platform remains at the level of manual line manipulation, no matter how precise its geometric algorithms, its premium pricing power will quickly disappear. The current situation can be described as a major reshuffle in the engineering design industry, similar to the 1980s and 90s, where purely manual drafting was replaced by CAD. Those unwilling to keep up with the times were quickly eliminated from the industry. Now, although AI is rapidly taking over 2D drafting tasks, complete replacement still faces several key challenges. This dictates that the industry's focus should be on enhancement rather than simple replacement. Generative AI systems will still not be completely free of illusion phenomena in 2026. Their error rate in engineering design ranges from 3% to 27%. For major construction or aerospace projects where millimeter-level errors could lead to millions of dollars in losses, fully automated AI-generated drawings are unacceptable without human review. While AI can place target objects based on pattern recognition, it is still a machine and lacks true insight into the physical world. For example, AI might draw aesthetically pleasing pipe layouts on 2D drawings but ignore materials, physical conflicts, or maintenance space on the construction site. In the fields of process flow diagrams and electrical schematics, the status of 2D CAD remains unquestionable. They are not merely geometric lines, but rather abbreviations of process logic. Current AI, in processing the conversion to 3D models, faces three major stacked problems: symbol recognition, implicit spatial reasoning, and native CAD generation. Most AI tools claiming one-click conversion produce cold geometric figures. Engineers cannot edit them at the feature level. A true native assembly includes features, mating relationships, and an available bill of materials. AI is currently in its early stages of understanding these deep, parametric relationships. If investing into CAD infrastructure is no longer appropriate, where should the money go? The answer in 2026 is intelligent design agents and a micro-tool ecosystem. Ambient programming is poised to become a new trend in design technology by 2026. This practice allows designers to build small, task-specific software scripts by prompting AI with natural language. For example, an architect studying the layout of sunshades under specific sunlight conditions no longer needs to search for CAD plugins. Instead, they can have the AI agent write a temporary analysis tool. This trend heralds the end of software, the need for large, general-purpose software containing thousands of controls. Instead, there will be micro-applications generated on the fly, based on project needs. Investors should focus on CAD platforms that support this on-the-fly capability, rather than closed, monolithic drafting programs. This means that large, all-encompassing general-purpose CAD is obsolete. Domain-specific CAD will prevail. Like vehicles on a highway, each will have its own class and function. Ambulances are only for saving lives, fire trucks are only for putting out fires. Everyone coexists peacefully, and no one steals the other's business. Investment in modern CAD must be tied to cloud-native architecture. The leading positions of Onshape and Autodesk Construction Cloud in 2026 demonstrate that platforms that offer anytime, anywhere access, version control redundancy, and real-time collaboration are true assets. Traditional file-based CAD has an inherent disadvantage in supporting AI training and real-time collaboration because data is locked in local disk files, making cross-team transparency difficult. While the global trend is towards AI, the payback period varies significantly across regions. This is crucial for investors with global footprints. In North America and Europe, BIM has become mandatory. For example, the UK's BIM level 2 and the US federal government's BIM mandate are shrinking the market space for pure 2D CAD. In these markets, investment has shifted towards AI-assisted compliance checks and carbon footprint optimization analysis. In contrast, the Asia-Pacific region is projected to be the fastest-growing market over the next 5 years, with a compound annual growth rate of 10.7%. In China, initiatives such as Made in China 2025 prioritize digital design infrastructure. Leading shipyards and construction companies invested over $2.1 billion in design technology upgrades between 2022 and 2026. Here, 2D CAD remains central to communication across the vast supply chain. However, the demand has evolved from drafting to seamless integration with the 3D PLM ecosystem. Based on various research indicators for 2026, a clear conclusion can be drawn. traditional 2D CAD drafting functions are indeed being rapidly replaced by AI, or more accurately, they are being swallowed by AI and transformed into part of automated processes. In this prevailing trend, investing astronomical sums to develop a new 2D CAD drawing system is indeed ill-timed. The reasons are as follows. 1. Basic drawing algorithms have become commodities, obtainable at extremely low cost through AI platforms, making repeated investment unnecessary. 2. Profit margins no longer lie in the act of drawing lines, but in how to use the engineering data generated from those lines for decision-making. 3. AI generates drawings several orders of magnitude faster than manual drawing. Any CAD system relying on human labor will undoubtedly lose in the efficiency competition. Breakthrough investment strategies. Invest in AI engines capable of extracting engineering logic from unstructured 2D data, such as scanned documents and old drawings. Develop intelligent agents for design assistance in areas where AI currently struggles to fully understand, such as electrical principles and technological processes. Abandon closed file formats and build a data flow-based, continuously trainable and optimized paperless design environment. Two-dimensional CAD hasn't disappeared, nor will it. It has simply changed its mode of existence. It no longer exists as an independent species, but rather as an automatically generated snapshot on a digital production line. The real battleground lies in who can control the intelligent logic that generates these snapshots. For those latecomers attempting to break through in the two-dimensional CAD field through traditional models and massive investments, the market door for 2026 has already closed. Future opportunities belong to those pioneers who can deeply integrate geometry, data, and intelligence. It's worth mentioning that our team, starting development several years ago, has perfectly aligned with this historical trend in HiwayCAD 3.0, no longer viewing CAD as a standalone entity, but rather as a component of numerous stages in engineering design. This is the one-stop theory, engineering design without drawings, starting in 3D, automatically generating 2D output. Only a very small portion is available for user editing. Editable JSON documents integrating preliminary estimates, budgets, settlements, reports, construction organization, etc. Most importantly, HiwayCAD 3.0 completely eliminates the sheer size and complexity of traditional 2D CAD. Skilled engineers who can master CAD disdain such low-level work as manipulating CAD operations. Meanwhile, vocational school graduates in this position often struggle to master CAD even after 6 months of intensive training. Some couldn't handle the job and had to leave. HiwayCAD 3.0 is currently preparing intensively for the annual international industry competition. Given its overwhelming academic advantages, it would be unfair if it didn't win a major award. There must be some behind-the-scenes manipulation,